Yo, what's up with it? What up with it? What's going on? So, I want to talk about my Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I'm about to have some crazy comparisons. That's really not comparison, but I just want to get lead y'all on the path of what's really going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm hearing some rumors, and I haven't talked about my Steelers in a while, right? So, I mean, I gave up the schedule. I gave up the schedule, and I thought was going to happen on the morning after, and I came up with 11-6, 10-7 record. That's all right? I mean, for the unknown, right? First of all, we got a Russell Wilson that's looking out to prove himself, right? That he's still worthy to play in the NFL, right? So that right there means a lot. It's just coming off, right? Because just and then what I'm hearing is that it could be Mike Tomlin's last year, Justin Fields last year, and Najee Harris last year. I must address this, right? I got you, man. I gotta address this because there be some crazy things going online, and you get a bunch of guys who just watch the game and think that the game is going to change with a different coach if we get rid of Mike Tomlin. So let's talk about this Mike Tomlin thing real quick and the things that people won't say about how the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin has been going on. Now, I don't know exactly. This is just me speculating on what's going on. Mike Tomlin has been targeting guys and certain guys in drafts and certain guys that he actually wanted in Pittsburgh that he was not able to get in there. So he wasn't able to get all of his guys due to our GM. Now let's talk about it. Now who really going to admit about those things and say that, right? Because we like the Najee Harris story and everything that had to come with that. And so we went after Najee Harris. That was probably one of our good draft, right? But we took so long getting rid of Ben. Why is that? Why did we hang on to Ben for so long? Like we knew Ben was in the latter years of his career. He knew it also. Ben wasn't able to get it. He wasn't able to shake people off of him the way he was used to when he first came in. His legs, he then got slower, weaker as his career went on, because guys were coming in, they were just as big as him and stronger. Let's call it what it is. And we didn't go get a quarterback when we should have, right? Because the guys that Kevin Colbert wanted, Mike Tomlin didn't want. And the guy that Mike Tomlin wanted, Kevin Colbert didn't want, right? So let's talk about that. So finally, we get a GM in there that's willing to pay players and willing to keep more players around. That's been good for us in the Steeler organization. Now he's been in the question for his job if we don't win a playoff game. Like there's so many other teams in the NFL who aren't even in to win. They just want to sell tickets. We in it to win. We have to realize as Steeler fans, and we got to be honest with ourselves, what team did we have in the past 5 years that y'all think could have won a Super Bowl as being a Steeler fan? And I want honest answers. I want honest answers. Because as far as I can see, and as far as I know with football, we had some decent defenses, but we've always been struggling with stopping the pass with cornerbacks. That's been a weak area of our team for years. Even with Mika back there, he's been the only one, and Mika can't cover the whole goddamn sideline to sideline, back and forth, short and tall, right? So what are we talking about? Um, when our linebacker get hurt, that hurt us so much. That hurt us so much. So we got Devin back there, and Devin just didn't seem like he was himself after he got hurt. So he wasn't plugging the holes like he wanted to plug the holes. We haven't had a middle linebacker, except for maybe this year. That's really that Patrick Queen coming in there, and excuse me, and Miles being back there. So we really don't know there. And Spillane, we let Spillane go. Spillane's doing great out there in Las Vegas right now with the Raiders. So let's talk about it. We let people, we develop a lot of great players, and then we let them go elsewhere and to continue their career because their asking price is too much, but they wind up doing those great things at these other teams. That's always been a problem with our organization. We Pittsburgh has just always been like a stepping stone type of place. Like if you want to talk about changing something in Pittsburgh, let's change that thing. Let's keep players in Pittsburgh who deserve to be in Pittsburgh. Pay the players. That's the bottom line. We pick and choose of who we want to pay. Now, I'm not saying that TJ Watt ain't worth paying, because TJ Watt is definitely worth paying. To me, he's a generational talent. I mean, people talk about him, but and they know TJ Watt. Like, there's TJ Watt is like a one of a kind out there at that end, off that edge. Let's talk about it. And we just continue on to rebuild and develop guys out there. And let's talk about the guys who are developing them in these position coaches that we have are some of the best in the business, because we're developing great guys, especially on that defensive line. Like, let's talk about it. That's been a huge problem. Like, I don't know what's been going. As a Steeler fan, there was to me, it seemed to be a disconnect between our old GM Colbert and Mike Tomlin. And then y'all absolutely raved for Matt Canada because he had a great showing at the University of Pitt, from which he was fired from. So he gets fired and gets bumped up to the pro level. Like, where they do that at, y'all? Where do you get fired from being at a college level, and then you say, okay, you get fired and bumped up automatically to the pro level? Like, come on, what are we talking about, y'all? What are we doing? We move backwards, and it seems as if, you know what I mean. It just seems so weird. It seems weird to me that we go ahead and we do these things, and then we say, oh well, we don't want Mike Tomlin there. If Mike Tomlin's not there, that team or teams that we had is not pushing themselves to that limit to where we're even at just over a 500 record. That's not happening because our teams was trash. Our teams was not that good, y'all. Let's call it what we call it. Like, we have the development talent now. We develop these guys into better players, but we want to call it what we call it. Yes, we had some mediocre pros. They're all in the pros. I don't want this on them, but at the same time, we had some mediocre pros, and Mike Tomlin got them to perform at their best level. Now, watch what Mike Tomlin does when he has a team of pros in those right spots, and how they perform for Mike Tomlin. Once we start paying players in Pittsburgh, then Pittsburgh will win. That's always been our problem. Like, that, period, point blank. That's always been our problem. I get it. You break a rule, you want to smoke some bud, you ain't supposed to be doing that. Okay, but they're more lenient on that stuff now. Like, we can't be cutting people for stupid stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then keep other players around that got other serious charges on them, and then you love that person so much that we keep them around for years, and we shouldn't have done that. There should have been a quarterback in there, RIP to Dwayne Haskins. I thought he was going to come to Pittsburgh and do a good job. But now I want to move on to talking about Justin Fields a little bit, and I'll bounce around. Now, Justin Fields, he just got to Pittsburgh, and we're already talking about not picking up his contract. Like, why would we do that? Why would we keep getting caught up into the hype and the noise of everything else in the NFL? Let's talk football. We're not talking analytics. We're not going to talk analytics. We talking football. What actually happens on a football field with being a Pittsburgh Steeler, the culture that he's in, the guys that he has around him. He finally got a team around him. He's in a true organization. He's not in a fly by, okay, you be the star type of guy. Justin Fields did what he did in Chicago with nobody around him. He had 1 year with Komet and 1 year with Moore, and look what he did with that 1 year, and still not with the best offensive line, and he still didn't have no other. So do you know where he was going? You knew where he was going. And then they let one of their best running backs, but they keep talking about how Justin Fields like to run, but you let one of his best running backs just go to the division rival up there in Chicago. What are we talking about, y'all? Like, he's never had that around him. And y'all know I'm big on Justin Fields, but I want to be fair with Justin Fields too. I'm huge on Justin Fields. I honestly feel like one day we're going to be calling him the Mahomes killer. He's going to be the quarterback that's going to take Mahomes out. I'm telling y'all, that's just how I feel. I see it in the football thing. And quarterbacks know that Justin Fields can make the throws. He can absolutely throw the ball. And he will throw the ball, and he can absolutely tote the rock if need to. He is the most dangerous quarterback in the NFL. He's always been that to me, even on a losing team like the Chicago Bears. And I was big on the Bears linebacker core. I thought the Bears, to be honest, if y'all really want me to call it how it is, I thought the Bears had the two best middle linebackers in the whole NFL. Their linebackers was crazy. Now you put some. Now they needed some more help on that defensive line to help shore up things, but that was a great. They have a great start in Chicago. Chicago just didn't want to get Justin Fields to help. Now, if they kept Justin Fields and Caleb Williams go ahead and do some big things, hey, they missed out on a quarterback, but I don't think that they would have missed out with a quarterback. You give Justin Fields two of the best rookie receivers coming into the NFL right now, shore up that defensive line. I'm telling you, he would have wrecked shop out there in Chicago, and he is going to do the same thing in Pittsburgh. And by him being able to see a veteran like Russell Wilson use his height for advantage in the pocket and the escapability and the agility and how to step up in the pocket, manipulate the pocket like Russell Wilson. Watch him do that. That's going to add to Justin Fields' arsenal, to which going to make him a way better passer later on in his career. But for right now, Justin Fields used what he got to win games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a wrap. We win all those close games. Our offense it was so stagnant and boring because we had quarterbacks. We had a quarterback who couldn't make throws, was throwing picks with a noodle arm. Let's call it what it is. And then he couldn't get away from a defensive end. We're not talking about that with Justin Fields. He either gonna stiff arm you to the ground, or he gonna put his foot in the dirt, and he gonna make moves on you. He ran so much in Chicago for his life, he kept getting hurt. Like, let's talk about it, bro. Like, so I don't get caught up into the outside noise of how bad that Justin Fields is. So I wanted to pull up a little stat sheet now, and this ain't gonna say much. This is gonna say, okay, Justin Fields is this, he's that. So I wanted to compare him to Lamar Jackson, right? And I want to get that pulled up on the screen here so that everybody can see that, right? So y'all can all see the comparison with him and Justin Fields. And I'll say, no, why are you comparing with Justin Fields? That makes no sense. I mean, Lamar Jackson, that makes no sense. Lamar's been in the league for what? He's played 46 more games than Justin Fields. And I want y'all to keep that in mind as this whole stat sheet pulls up, and I pull up the stat sheet, that he's been in the league for way more years than him. Okay. He played 46 more games than Justin Fields. Let's call it that first. Okay. Now, then you get to looking at their games. Like I said, 86-40. Then you go looking at their average, 93-35 games. Okay. Then you get to looking at their QB record. Okay. 58-19. He's 10-28. We know that. Look at their completion percentage. Lamar Jackson completion percentage is 64.5. Justin Fields is a 60% 60% passer completion percentage, even under the duress that he was. Passing yards. People talk about how Justin Fields is in a passer. Lamar Jackson has almost 16,000 passing yards and a couple more years on him. Justin Fields is approaching 7,000, and he's come on, he's a couple years behind, like 3 years behind. Let's call it what it is, y'all. Come on now. Passing yards per pass, okay? 7.5 yards per pass, 7 yards a pass. Almost the same thing. Let's talk about it. How? He got all them years. Okay, let's see where he's at. Let's see where Justin Fields is at in 3 more years under our organization. This number's going to totally flip. Yards per game. All right, passing yards a game. Lamar is at what? We'll say 185. Justin Fields is at 167 a game. All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about passing TDs. Lamar got him by a couple of years. He has 125. Justin Fields got 40. Talk about interceptions. Lamar Jackson got 45. He got 15 more than Justin Fields. That number is probably going to stay the same for Justin Fields. He's probably only going, like, I'll give him four for a year. So he'll probably eclipse that number in probably the same amount of time, but it'll probably be less. Let's see where Justin Fields is at as long as Lamar Jackson's been in the league. How much Justin Fields has won since he's been in the league, and see if he get a ring before Lamar Jackson being with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm telling you, I know he will, bro. It is what it is. He can't see him. We have right now, and I'm going to say this boldly, we have the best quarterback on our team in our division. I'm saying that boldly. Yes, I think he's better than everybody in our division. Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, and I think he's better than excuse me, Joe Burrow. Yes, I do. I do believe that. Yes, I do believe that. I definitely believe that. Yes, I do. And I'm going to boldly say that. I definitely believe that. Y'all see his body of work, man. He hasn't been able to really work with nothing, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all could blast me for it right now, but we'll see. Because it's a future thing. Now you want to talk about the stats and what's out there right now. Okay, yes, they're better right now. Like I said, give him a couple years with our organization, and we'll see what happens with that. And we'll see where we'll be talking about Justin Fields and where Justin Fields will be. We'll tell you, we'll see what happens, right? So his rate is at 98. His is at 82. Y'all can see that. Rushing attempts, 875, 356 for Justin. 5,258 rushing yards. And look, Justin Fields is almost 3,000 behind him. But rushing yards attempt, Justin got more. He could run better. Rushing touchdowns, he's almost up there with him. Lamar got 29. Justin Fields got 14. Let's talk about it. And I don't even want to talk about the fantasy points or whatever else y'all want to talk about. But yes, he has more accolades than him. He definitely has more accolades. He's been on a way better team under a great organization. It's about where you go. He's been with a shitty organization. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens with that. And I don't like that people drag him like that. So I wanted to go ahead and I pulled up his college stats. Even his college stats, he went crazy in college, bro. Let's call it what it is. He get Clemson back in 2021. It was a good team. Let's not talk about it. College football playoff got busy on them. Almost 80% in that game, 385 yards. Let's not forget that game, 6 touchdowns. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is why Justin Fields was going to be. That's why he was talked about being the number 1 overall pick. Did him dirty. But who did they take? He should have been. If he goes to the Jaguars, he has a better year than Trevor Lawrence had, and I believe that. That's just me though. That's my belief. That's my thoughts. I don't like the fact that we're talking about getting rid of some of these historic greats. And he's going to make history one day. And I don't like the fact that we're talking about getting rid of him and we only had him. He just got here. Let's not get, cause Steelers fans, let's not get caught up into the hype of everybody else being so mad that Justin Fields is with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm telling y'all, this is a move that Mike Tomlin been wanted to make. Justin Fields wanted to come to Pittsburgh. We would not trade up to get Justin Fields because we still had Ben Roethlisberger and Kevin Colbert that wasn't okay with that. Kevin Colbert stopped Mike Tomlin. Yes, I'm going to say it. And if it's not, then go ahead and sue me for defamation then. If it's not true, Truck and Chubby said it. Mike Tomlin wanted Justin Fields, and Justin Fields wanted to be a Pittsburgh Steeler years ago. If that wasn't the case, he would have he chose the Pittsburgh Steelers over his hometown. Let's talk about it. And he wanted to come to Pittsburgh. Talk to him. Anyhow, people love Mike Tomlin. The players in the NFL, around the NFL, love Mike Tomlin. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and Pittsburgh do not want to pay people. If Omar Khan opens up if the Rooneys and Omar Khan open up that pocketbook, they wallets, and they start paying people, Pittsburgh could be one of the best teams in the NFL, hands down. Talent loaded with talent. Mike Tomlin is the most respected coach that has not won a significant game in the past 5 years, but he's the one of the most respected. And I'm talking about up there with Andy Reid. If you want to talk about winning and getting coached up right now, people are going to choose Andy Reid. If you're talking about actually going out there and wanting to play for somebody and put your life on the line for somebody, I guarantee you, I would say a high 95% of the players in the NFL will say Mike Tomlin, hands down, hands down, hands down. So why would we get rid of that? Why? Look what Mike Tomlin gets out of pros who are still developing on their weak points. Imagine what he would do with a team of strong pros. Let's talk about it. Let him keep his developed players there. We're wrecking shop. We're right where we need to be. Nobody who's not a Steelers fan wanted the Steelers to get a quarterback like Justin Fields, because I'm telling you, they fear that. Our division right now is they ain't nobody got no sleep in our division since we got Justin Fields. If you a fan of our division, you talk what you want to talk, but I know you ain't got no sleep since we got Justin Fields, because that just made our team that much more dangerous. When we can beat teams, we could beat the Baltimore Ravens, a team who goes to AFC championships every other year, MVP quarterback twice, with a Mason Rudolph. What are we going to do when we got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, or we got Justin Fields there? I want to be able to think, see, we got to let Russ go in there, do his job. Hopefully Russ gets the Hoyser trophy for the Pittsburgh franchise. If not, I'm happy with he's able to show Justin. Let Russ get thank him for his services. And if Russ want to stick around for less money, then come on, he's more than welcome to do that. But Justin Fields is our future. It's a fact. We cannot let Justin Fields sit on that roster for 2 years straight. That cannot happen. It's just not, and I hope it doesn't happen. And I hope that we don't let him go anywhere else, because we're going to regret that move. We're going to regret that move. I'm saying that right now. And when we don't pay people like a Najee Harris, Najee lost a step, man. He lost a step. I remember when I went to a Monday night game. It was against the Browns, and I went to the game with my wife. Me and my wife were at the game, and I'm sitting by a season ticket holder. I didn't even know the guy was a season ticket holder until we were about to leave. But he said I was fun to be around. All the fans that was around us, they said I was absolutely fun. It was, I was ecstatic. It was my first ever Steeler game. I never been the one lived in Pittsburgh my whole life. Just how you grow up, other things was more important in my household. But anyhow, I'm sitting there, and if I'm like, man, we need a quarterback. Imagine what we would do with Justin Fields. I wonder if I was sent by somebody with significance. I'm like, if we had Justin Fields, we're look at that. Look at that lane that quarterback had. Look at the lane. Look at that lane Kenny had right there. Didn't take it. Justin Fields is taking it. Everybody was covered. It was good coverage. Shouldn't even have thrown the ball out, but or tried to force the ball in. But our receivers were still snatching those passes. All right. It goes to show you that we got playmakers. All right. Anyhow, Najee's running the ball. I'm like, they like, well, we love Najee. I'm like, man, Jaylen Warren is that guy. He wound up going off, and they were like, yo, like, how'd you know this? And I'm like, I could tell by the way he runs. Najee was missing a step. I don't know if it was an injury or something that he was trying to hide, or Najee needs some work done, or whatever it was. But this year is a make or break year for Najee Harris. If Najee can't come in and produce more than what Jaylen Warren has provided us for, and Najee's been absolutely great and stuck with us through everything. But like I said, at the end of the day, this is a business. And do I want Najee to get paid? Yes, I do. But I don't want to overpay for Najee Harris. You know what I mean? But it ain't my money. I don't care if Najee gets paid or not. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is right now, absolutely, I believe Jaylen Warren has showed up enough to say, Najee, like, you cannot try to break the bank on being a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers when Jaylen Warren, an undrafted rookie free agent, came in here and showed you up. Like, we can run Jaylen Warren and be fine, and somebody else, and we can be fine, Najee. Like, so, you know what I mean? It's a business at the end of the day. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in Pittsburgh, take the pay cut, or are you going to go test the free agency market? It's a business. I hope he would go test the market and see what his worth is. But would I be missing Najee Harris? To be honest with y'all, no, I would not. And that's the one that I'm really not that keen on. And I'm not, and I'm big on us people not disrespecting running backs out here and teams and fans. But Jalen Warren has showed us enough to where I don't think we miss Najee, dog. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest, man. Um, when you talk about Cam Hayward, he didn't get a Super Bowl. He's played hurt. He's a star. He's a superstar defensive lineman, well respected around the league. That provides our team with much more than just being a great defensive lineman, three technique. He's also proven to teach and to be a great team leader on that defense, a player coach. And that's why I think he deserves a new contract. Now, do I think that Hayward want to break the bank? No, I don't think he wants to be the highest paid defensive lineman, but I do think he wants to be compensated for all that he's done for our organization. And I'm not saying that Najee don't, and it don't work like that with Najee, but what I'm saying is Cam's been around since Ben. Yeah, he's getting older, but he's still effective. He's very effective in his job. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to use his awareness, his smarts over the offensive lineman. He's a problem still, even at his age, because he stays in tremendous shape. He comes in shape. There's never a problem with him being overweight or wherever else, like how Casey Hampton was back when we had him. And he's a great, once again, he's a great leader on that team in general. He gets guys together to go lift, to work out. He keeps in touch. He does so much for our defense, and he's one of the leaders that keeps that defense, that nucleus glued together. And we absolutely need him for no more than just the camaraderie around the defense. We got to keep him there. The chemistry on that defense, he keeps that together. He brings that attitude, that toughness of what it is to be a Pittsburgh Steeler on that defense. Without Cam Hayward there, we lose touch of that. He's the last of the Mohegans on that defense, bro. It is what it is. He's been around those guys. So yes, him installing that same attitude into our rookies and then leaving that up to TJ to take over. Let's go. Let's do it. Now, can TJ take over? Absolutely, TJ be able to take over. You know what I'm saying? I do believe TJ be able to take over. He's a cool dude. He's um he's a great team leader on that defense also. But him and Cam right now working good, and we deserve, and I think that Hayward, Cam Hayward deserves for us to give him a Super Bowl or a great season to walk off into the sunset and say, you know what, we gave this all. I would hope that we can get him to a Super Bowl and get him a ring in Pittsburgh before he departs from us, because he definitely deserves that. And like I said, to sum it all up, man, at the end of the day, I love my Pittsburgh Steelers, do or die, but there was some things going on, and Mike Tomlin got Omar Khan. Omar Khan has Mike Tomlin, and they seem to be working really good together. We had one of the best off seasons we had in a long time, bringing talent in, paying players that you would never thought we'd get a Patrick Queen off the Baltimore Ravens. At that, he's been a fantastic leader in the middle linebacker. Um, we're right there. We're right there, y'all. Right there. And all I have to say is, like, don't break something up that's good. We have to be, as fans, and from this being a fan's point of view, sports with Truck and Chubby, that's where I comes from. I come from a fan's point of view, fan's perspective on sports. As a fan of the game, and with the knowledge I do have about the game, we have to be more, we have to settle down with the expectations of coaching and winning at the amateur college level and winning at the pro level is hard to do. It's not easy to win in a professional football league. We continue on to win. Our team is always notarized. We always put teams on notice, no matter who we have at quarterback or anywhere in our organization. And we continue to always be a prestigious organization within. And yes, I'm happy with that. Yes, I do want to win a Super Bowl soon. And I would love to win Super Bowls, but we also have to have patience with who we have. Now, if this thing seems to be a good thing going on with Omar Khan, I think that we just need to we don't switch up head coaches. Switching a head coach means bringing in a whole different kind of culture and everything into the locker room. Let's see what happens this year with a team who Mike Tomlin gets some of the guys who he actually wants in the locker room. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the kind of attitude that comes into our team this year. You know, in the past, it's been a little bit different, and we've been giving them some hard critics because of the guys that were in there. But he really has been trying to get his guys, and he wasn't able to always get his guys. So now that he's got some of his guys, let's see what the team looks like and how the team performs before we go ahead and talk about wanting to get a new head coach. Because even through the losses and him not winning the playoff game, Mike Tomlin is still one of the best coaches in the NFL, and if not the most respected head coach in the NFL, and that's amongst NFL players. It's not even from us, from the fans. We got that in Pittsburgh, and that's why the Pittsburgh Steelers, and being a Steeler fan, people are so envious towards us because they know how great the organization is and how everything is, things that they won't admit. But I will. But I keep it all the way real. Like sometimes we don't get caught up into this new age way of doing things because it don't work like that. You got to give your head coach some time to, to get things together and get his guys. Let a head coach go in there and get his guys. If they would have let Mike Tomlin come in there right away, get his guys on the field, then I think that things would have been working out a little smoothly. But throughout the whole tenure of Cowboy being there, it was always, I'm so used to seeing what Cowher's doing and how Cowher did things, and you're moving against that a little bit, but times have changed. And Mike Tomlin knows how to get those new age Bill Cowher type of attitude, type of players. But it's a new day, new generation, and he knows how to pick those hardworking guys out of a bunch who is spoiled. He still got that, y'all. So we got to give him the props, work on with it, and be happy the way our season turned out, and buckle up because this season is going to be a great one. And we got some greatness at quarterback. We got a diamond in the rough. Let's be happy about it. See what happens, man. To the next video, man. Y'all get down in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Whatever it is, you disagree, agree, whatever, man. I just wanted to, come clear on some things about our team and how things is ran. I like everything we did, man. I do. If you don't, let me know down there, man. Hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell, man. So when I'm dropping new videos, I'm out of here. Peace. Y'all see the before, you see the after.